Yes, the basics of cloth simulation in Blender. For this example, we're just going to use a simple standard plane. And to make something simulate, if you want something to be simulated, you're going to under physics properties and add a cloth simulation to it. And if you play the animation now, it starts to fall. And that's because it don't really look like cloth, because we only have 4 points you can simulate, so all those 4 points will just fall. So if you want a more detailed cloth simulation, you go in and subdivide the mesh. Or you can just do this by adding a subdivision surface modifier instead. Like this. You should use simple, because then it's just gonna subdivide instead of smoothing or whatever it does. And then if you simulate now, it still just falls because there ain't really enough anything interacting with the cloth itself. So you're gonna add a cube, for example. And if you want something to be taken into account when it simulates, so a collision or whatever, you're just gonna enter a physics property and add a collision. And now if you play again, you can see the cloth collides with it, and yeah, whatever. You're just gonna subdivide this a bit more so it looks a bit better. And the subdivision surface modifier should be before the cloth simulation, I think. Yes, now you can see the cloth looks a lot more realistic. But if you want even more realism, you can add on the cloth properties again. You can add, where is it? Under the collision tab down here, you can add self collision, so the cloth can collide with itself and won't just clip through. So if you play the animation again, this is a lot slower because then you need to take into account a lot more. What you can see now, it doesn't get those really ugly clips and extremely sharp corners, for example. And then you can just smooth the cloth to make it look better. Didn't really do anything there, but it usually helps a bit, as you can see here. And if you want the more detail you have, the more geometry you have in your object, the more detailed the cloth simulation will of course be. And if you got a real detailed cloth simulation, it is a good idea to bake the simulation first. Let's just get this to run through a couple of frames. Yes. Always nice to just wait on Blender to simulate or render anything. Ain't gonna wait on that. And now you can see it runs a lot smoother. And then when it hits where there's nothing baked, it won't play anymore. And just remember to, if you want to rebake it or anything, to delete the bake. And if for example you just simulate a cloth on a bed, for example, and you just want to make it into a permanent mesh, you just go in and apply the cloth modifier. And remember to apply the subdivision surface modifier before, so it will actually look proper. And now it's just a solid piece of mesh. And you can also simulate closed objects or whatever, like this cube, for example. If you're just gonna subdivide this again and delete this, glitch modifier and a cloth modifier on this, and just gonna add a subdivision surface modifier to this cube too. And remember to have all the mesh editing stuff before the cloth simulation, so those will actually be taken into account. Just add small resolution, and again, nothing will really happen because there ain't much geometry or nothing interacting with it. So just gonna add cube, give it under the physics properties, add a collision modifier. And now you can see we got a very soft cardboard box or whatever this will be. Yeah, I think that is the basics of the cloth simulation in Blender. Thank you for watching.